Hello, my name is Whitney Lemon. I work on Google's Get Your Business Online team, and joining me today in the Google small business community is Ben Boyd. Ben is an account executive on the small and medium-sized business Google for Work team. He has been helping businesses like yourselves move to the cloud with Google for just under 2 years and is back to share a few updates. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much.
So before we dive into specific Google Apps questions, can you give me a basic intro? What is Google Apps? How is it beneficial to a small business?
Yeah, so Google Apps at its core is a cloud-based business productivity suite. So what that means is Google Apps is providing you with the tools that you need to run your business. And that starts at email, and it goes to calendar, and then there's a document repository piece and a video teleconference. It means a whole bunch of different things. But I will tell you that there's a level of customization. So understanding that each business is different and has different requirements, we're respectful of that, and we have built some customization tools in there to make sure that it delivers exactly what it is you as a small business needs.
So it's basically like a suite of productivity tools that help move your business from offline to online.
Correct.
So let's start at the first tool you mentioned, email.
Okay.
Well, how is a business email different than just a regular email account?
Well, I would say, for at a very basic level for the small business owners in the audience, there's an idea of kind of professionalism, and so bringing a business email and corresponding with the outside world and with an address that clearly identifies you as your business representative, it provides a level of legitimacy that people corresponding with, maybe in this case an @gmail.com, have a hard time getting.
I met a small business recently, actually, who worked from her house, and so she wanted to have a business email account because she mostly communicated with her customers over email. She didn't have a storefront where they could come visit her. So she liked having her domain name in her email, and that would be her name at herdomainname.com, so that when she was dealing with her customers, they saw that level of professionalism. They didn't see just a regular Gmail account.
And the great part of this, and one that you and I actually have talked in the past about, is the idea of, at the end of the day, you can be as small of a business as you want. It's easy to build that brand and to get that really professional look. It can be you alone, it can be you and one other colleague, or it can be a company of 500 people. You're kind of represented to the outside world via your email address in a very similar fashion.
So if you have a team of 5, you would all get your name at yourdomain.com?
Correct. And in this case, you're getting your name at yourdomain.com, but you're getting it in kind of the Google environment. So for the people that are maybe consumer Gmail users, which I know there are many of us out there, the same look and feel is what you get in the consumer world is what you're going to be able to bring to the business. So there's a consistency and kind of the interface that you're familiar with that you're going to be able to bring into work, which helps your users just get up and running in a really quick way.
The second thing you mentioned was calendar, I believe. How is the online calendar going to help a small business?
Yeah, so calendar, I think, is a great example, right? It's a great example of Google just figuring out ways to take what is something that everybody is familiar with in a kind of a boring way and taking it to maybe the next level. So, the calendar exists as most people are familiar with it today as, hey, this is my calendar and I put times on the slots. There are team calendars so that you can now have a calendar for the collective group. It's not just a person to person, but it can be a person to a group or a person to a team sort of interaction. And then it's, there's an ability to pull all of the other tools into calendar as well. So we touched on a lot of things, but in calendars, you can drop video teleconference links so that you can meet in this digital forum as if somebody might not be able to make it to the physical workspace.
Do you have an example of a small business using calendars effectively?
Yeah, I think so. A coffee shop, for example, right? A coffee shop is very much interested in getting their employees at the right shift at the right time. So now there is a single calendar that all of their employees can navigate to and say that, hey, Ben works after after Beth and before Aaron. So you know exactly where you need to be and what.
So just staffing in general will be helpful, and you can check it online. It updates, and as long as you have access to that calendar, you can be at home, like getting ready for your shift, and double check that you're actually on at the right time.
And we touched on mobile a few times, and now your ability to look at your phone on the way into work to make sure you're going to the right place and you have everything that you need.
Another example, I worked with a brewery a few weeks ago in Montana, and they were using calendars. They were actually embedding it on their website, and they were making a public calendar that their customers could view that talked about when they were having live events, they had bands come in, when they were doing tastings. So you can also use it publicly to share with your customers what's going on.
Yeah, a lot of what I mentioned today is how you work internally as a team, but know that all of these tools have an external facing capability as well. So it's how you communicate with your customer bases.
What about Google Drive? That was another tool you mentioned within the Google Apps Suite. How does a small business use Drive?
So Google Drive gives a team an ability to put all of those important documents that they work on every day in one single place. And so not only is it a repository, or is it a place that you as a member of a team can navigate to in order to access that document, but we have some built-in functionality that just better connects the members of those teams. So there are version controls, there are sharing permissions, there are all these really nice things that just allow people to kind of hit the ground running.
So when you say teams using this Drive folder, does that mean that all of your documents will be viewable by everyone on your team?
No, so it's a good question. The decision is up to you as a document owner. We understand that all people aren't the same and that all documents aren't the same. And so there is an opportunity to say, hey, listen, this document is for management eyes only. Or there's even one step further, the ability to say, hey, this is for managers to be able to edit and to make changes on. But it helps for everybody else to be able to at least view it. And so you can allocate those permissions as needed.
So your documents won't automatically be viewable by everyone. You have the ability to change those privacy settings.
Correct.
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for joining me, Ben.
Yeah, of course. Happy to help.
And thank you for watching. On behalf of the Get Your Business Online team and the Google Small Business community, I wish you great success growing your business.